Right, so let me go on. Now it says right here, read it again, sorry. Psalms 48 and 1. Great is Yahweh, and greatly to be praised in the city of our power, Yahweh. Well, the city of our power, the Heavenly Father, his city is Zion. In the mountain of his holiness, that's the actual physical mountain, but the word mountain also means government. But let me go on. Beautiful for elevation's sake, because it was high, and we are an exalted nation. We are here. Not just high in stature, actually stature, but also high in soul, spirit. Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee above high. Will set thee on high above all nations on the earth. So, that's it. We are higher than them. So, beautiful for elevation. We are the beauty of the world. We are the beauty of anything. What is it, Esdras? Esther chapter 13 verse 4. Declare unto us that in all nations throughout the world there were scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of kings, their nation, because we had our own law. But this is not what I want, actually. Wait, got it. So this is the book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 8. And Haman said to King Artaxerxes, which is Ahasuerus, which is Xerxes. Artaxerxes. No, I think this is Xerxes, or one of those two. So it says right here, because, it's that title. There is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy king. Now, if you read First Ezra chapter, I think 2, you will see that we was always fighting against the heathen nations, their kings and their laws. But then we was also fighting amongst each other concerning Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So that's one of the reasons why we fell. A house cannot, divided against itself shall never stand. Provided of thy kingdom, provinces of thy kingdom, and all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people. See, we had laws that was different from anybody else in existence, because we had the laws of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and not the laws of flying reindeers and bunnies that lay eggs, or some other bullshit of the other heathen nations and stuff like that. Neither keep they the king's laws. No, because we had our own laws from Yahweh. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. He wanted them to bow down to the laws of their king. Haman wanted that. Anyway, Esther chapter 30. No. So this one. The book of Esther chapter 16 in the Apocrypha, verse 15. But we find that the Jews, whom this wicked wretch, and I thought that wicked wretch was Haman, if I'm correct. Aman, here he is named Aman, a Macedonian. If wait, I'm not sure actually. I need to read this chapter again, but because it says here he used some Persian blood. No, I'm not sure if it's what that then, but yeah, let me just read on. The reason I said I'm not sure is or it was Aman or Haman. I'm not sure of that one, so I'm not gonna say anything right now. I need to read it again. Sorry about that. Let me just read the point. But we find that the Jews, whom this wicked wretch, so now I don't know who that is, but I think, let me not say anything, let me leave it, whom this wicked wretch had delivered to utter destruction because he wanted to kill us, and he lied, are no evildoers. We weren't evildoers, right? But live by the most just laws. That is what the Israelites were doing back then. We had the most just laws of all the people of the world. And still we didn't keep it. And they, and that they be the children of Yahweh, the Most High, and most mighty living power, who had ordered the kingdom both unto us and to our progenitors in the most excellent manner. So they believed on the Most High. You have all these heathen nations that do believe in Yahweh Bashem, they do believe of him. Some of them believe in him. That don't mean they're going to get salvation. That just mean that, the Most High gave it to where they actually acknowledge the Most High. All nations do it except Esau. He's the Big Bang Theory guy. There's no nation in existence that does that. Especially when you go to their lands, they have a God. They believe in something. Esau is that big atheist guy. He knows about the Most High, but he hates him so much that he disowns him, like denounces him, like you don't exist. But he does worship Satan. For one to worship Satan, one must know the existence of the Heavenly Father. They're lying to you. The atheist thing is not real. These are just people that be like, how can there be a God? Look at what's happening to the children in Gaza. But the funny thing is, they keep on praying to their God. They still keep. It's the Edomites that say, there is no God. Look at what he does to the children of Gaza. Why are they praying to Allah? They should just fight. They don't believe. But even though they go into some things, they still believe in a power. Esau he doesn't believe in anything. He is the one that pushes the just bullshit, shit that don't make fucking sense. 65 million years ago, when our first ancestors, we can shut the fuck up, man. What are you talking about? You don't even know how. You don't even know how many years ago John Doe died. What the fuck are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? You don't even know how long he been dead. Well, we estimate use your carbon oxygen bullshit. Then use that shit. Well, we don't know how when he died, how he died, but you know what the fucking what you say a dinosaur was eating 100 million years ago. You know his what he was eating because you saw it in his stomach. Yeah, listen. Only a it was given unto him to deceive the four corners of the earth. If it was possible, if he would deceive the very elect. So, yeah, to laugh at people that are being fooled by these caucuses, it is laughable. I mean, I laugh, but if you think about it, be like, it's kind of hard to actually, if the Lord ain't with you, it would be hard to actually to not believe these devils. But for some reason, I don't want to believe. It's the Lord, so yeah, I don't believe this devil. He has a few things that are true, but that snake tongue of his is right there in the truth. So you need to pick out the truth and throw away all the other bones. It's gonna really hurt you and choke you to death when you're trying to eat his food. I'm not eating his food, but if you do eat his philosophies or his doctrines, yeah, make sure that you take out them bones, them fish bones, because they are a lot and they will choke you. So watch out with his teachings and stuff like that. Anyway, so we had the teachings that the whole world love it, and they know we have the most just laws and stuff like that. But this is one of the reasons why the nations are not going to get exterminated, but Esau will. He is the Big Bang guy. There's no God. Anyway, let me go on. Keep on laughing and stuff. So, beautiful for elevation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion. On the sides of the north, the city of the great king. This one is the sides of the north. So what does that mean? Well, the sides of the north. Where did I put that? Let me see something. Okay. Oh, I didn't put nothing here. I wanted to talk about the ships of Tarshish, which is Japhet. So, but I'm gonna leave that, or else I'm gonna go into something totally different. Let me just focus on one thing right here, which is an Luca. Let me see. Okay. So going back to over here. So, okay. On the sides of the north, remember that. Okay, so 2nd Chronicles chapter 3 first, and I also told you to remember Moriah. 2nd Chronicles 3 and 1. Then Solomon began to build the house of Yahweh at Jerusalem in Mount Moriah, which is a mountain. So, where was the house of the Lord built? A mountain. Moriah. Where the Lord appeared unto David his father, in the place that David had prepared, he bought it. And then he set it up. In the threshing floor of... Oh, I didn't have it there. You know the name. Ornan, the Jebusite. Auda, something like that. Arauna. Right. There. The Jebusite. Because they lived in the midst of us, because we didn't kick them out. We couldn't, by the way, because they was too strong. And we sinned, therefore. Joshua 7 explains that to you. Like, when we sin, we can't fight wars. We can't win wars. We can fight, but we can't win. We might be able to defend, because that's what David did. But as a whole, yeah, we couldn't really beat them, because, you know, we sinned. Our people sinned. Therefore, the Lord put the spirit on King David to go count them, because he wanted to kill them. If you read that chapter, you will see they sinned toward the Heavenly Father, and that the Heavenly Father got angry, and then he basically put the spirit on the angel. In this case, it was Satan himself. Go talk to my boy over there. Go put thoughts in his head. And then he did it. So it says right here, Genesis chapter 22 verse 2. And he said, take now thy son, read along what I'm reading. Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac. So this is clearly talking about Abraham, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah. Go there. I want you to go there. Wait. Get thee into the land of Moriah, which is exactly where King Solomon built the temple, the house of the Lord, which is this temple right here. This one, he built it there. That's where he built this. And then there is the same place where Isaac was about to get sacrificed. So it says right here, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and which is the land of it. It's not the mount, but the mountain is right there. It's that area. And offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee. So which mountain was it? Exactly the mountain where the house of the Lord was built. That's because the Lord is spiritual. He's like a surgical striker. You know, he does things, and real funny too. There's a video of a surgical strike of killing. I was looking at it. I was like, the Most High wanted you to die that day. Like, for real, he wanted you to die that day. He did a surgical strike. If I can find it, I'll show it. Wait. Well, I cannot show this video right now because it says that I need to confirm. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But this is the video here, and I'm not going to show what's going to happen, but I will show you something. Like, this is a surgical strike. That's why I said, like, man, the Most High ain't playing, man. He really ain't playing like that. Oh, okay. So this, I didn't show you. So what's going to happen to this person over here? Surgical strike. The Most High caused this thing here to hit him or her. I don't know what. I think it's a him. And then, you know, that's crazy. And he had nothing to do with that. Like, it was just crazy how this thing flew diagonally and all that type of stuff. Oh, it's just crazy. The Most High ain't playing. He got it like that. So if you're signed in, you could see it if I'm correct. I'm not sure. I'm not signed in. I don't sign in. So yeah, let me see. If you type the name of this video, you're not gonna find it. I did it here at the Google. You wouldn't find it, but if I did it here, you will find it. Yandex, you will find it. But if I type the same thing in Google, you will not find it. You will find music and all that type of nonsense, you know. But Google is owned by, I mean, YouTube is owned by Google. They don't show you. You know how many videos I could just show you that they're not gonna show it here, going against them and stuff like that, or just not even going against them, going against their lies. But there's a lot of truth videos, you know, going against their lies that they don't show. But they don't have a age confirmation thing. They don't have that. They just don't show it to you when you look up in the search thing, you know, like this. Here, it gives you it right there. I typed it in. It gives you right there. It gives you different one. I didn't click on this. But the point is, you're gonna get it. That's why if you want to do research, look this up. Look this up. It's very good, but it's also very all over the place. So yeah, it's not surgical like that, but it is good. It's very surgical, but it makes mistakes. Meaning, well, it's not really a mistake. It actually grabs a lot of things, you know. But Google, back in the days, it grabbed exactly what you wanted because they got more money. They can put more money into their software, and therefore the software is very good at understanding stuff. The Google was the first form of software where you could say so-called AI. It's not AI, but they call it that because I call it CGI. Well, the other one that make pictures and stuff like that, that's CGI, which is computer generated images. That's CGI, computer generated images. Okay, enough of this. So I'll put this link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Maybe you are able to see it because you're logged in or something like that. Right. So, which I will tell you of. So, okay. Psalms 137 and 3. 137 and 3. For there they carried us away captive. For they that carried us away captive required of us a song. Now, this is that song. Well, this is that captivity that I talked about in the rest, in the latter time, in the verse 7, when it talks about our captivity, it's talking about Babylon. But now modern day Babylon, what do? They also require of us a song. I think it was this movie. Yeah, it was this song. It was this movie, sorry.
And for the township.
This movie. I think this is it, yeah.
I don't hear no singing. When you were slaves, you sang like birds.
Yes, sir.
Now come on, boys. Where's your spirit? I don't hear no singing. When you were slaves, you sang like birds. Come on, how about a good old nigger work song?
They required of us a song. That's scriptural. This does not happen to the people in the Amalekites right now. Those people, you know what I'm talking about. Those the Amalekites, you know. Those people. I can say it. But yeah, let's keep cool. Anyway, I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. That song that were required of us. So Psalms 137 and 3. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. Job chapter 30 also talks about it. Yeah, Job chapter 30 talks about it too. Esau did that to us too. There you can see it. The people that were in the cave, they did it too. Because they are the daughter of Babylon. Because they followed after Babylon. Like I said, this happened to us in Babylon But later on, it talks about Esau doing it to us. Job chapter 30, because it talks about them fucking cave monkeys, the people that were in the caves and stuff like that, talking like this. He probably said something, I don't know. You know, that's one of their languages and stuff like that. He probably said something very sophisticated. But anyway, to his wife, as he bashed his skull in. Now, here, now I am their song, I am their byword. So they required of us our song also, but we were their song. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little niggers. Dun, 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 dun. No, that's the Indians. Well, they Israelites too. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians. Right? And the other one was eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a nigger by the toes. Ho, ho, ho. So we were their song and their byword and stuff like that. Right? So they had fun. So now it will be time when we have fun. And everybody that stands in the way be like, no, we're better than them. You're supposed to forgive and love. I'm about to hang your motherfucker. Man, let me not say what I want to do to you. Because they're going to be looking at you like, damn, I'm glad I'm not a house nigga. I'm glad I'm white. That's how much I won't hurt you. You know? But anyway, let me go on. Now it says right here. And they that wasted us, they destroyed us, required of us mirth. So they wanted us to be sad, and they made us sad by doing their little thing. But they wanted mirth out of us, tap dancing, play basketball for me, nigger. Oh, while they sit back and laugh. Now there's a movie that I just can't get. I don't know. I see the scenes in my head, and I know even what he said. He said like, do you let the dogs sit at the table when you eat? No. Basically, you niggas shouldn't. You're not supposed to be up here with me. You're a dog. You're lower than a dog. You don't deserve you. And then he said like, well, you watch us play NFL, you know, football and stuff like that. Yeah. And then the Edomite says, yeah, you're entertainment basically. You're he didn't say these exact words basically, but you're a tap dancing ass clown. You know, we sit and you do fun things for us and we enjoy, but you do not sit at us at the table and eat. And the Egyptians said the same thing too. And this is a movie. He did say that. He said, he asked the Jacob descendant man, he asked him, the Edomite asked the Jacob descendant, do you let your dogs sit at you at the table? And the Jacob said no. And then he continued to explain like, that's why we don't let you sit at our table, because you're a dog, but you're worse than that, lower than that. Hebrews and history repeats itself. So all the nations did that to us. That's why I can't wait to get you. Genesis chapter 42 verse 32. And they sat on him by himself. So they put food for him himself, right? And for them by themselves. For the Egyptians, which did eat with him by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, because to them you're filth. To them we are filth. For it is an abomination unto the Egyptians to sit at table and eat bread with a Hebrew. They spit on you. Even though we made them great, they still look down on you. How did we make them great? Well, Pharaoh where is it again? Okay. I think this one. Sorry. Okay, Pharaoh. Let's say Pharaoh had this land within the red, right? Okay. And all the other lands or the other places that's not in the within the red thing here, they were then the land of the individual people. You know, all these little rectangles and stuff like that, squares and all these things. I'm just giving you an example of, let's say that those were land of somebody else and places and stuff like that. Then then what Pharaoh did, what Joseph did, is he broke down the dream, and therefore Pharaoh started to gather up food for 7 years and all that there. And then eventually these people, they didn't have food no more. So what did they start to do? They started to sell everything that they have to get food from the Pharaoh. And then after that, they started to sell themselves. Like, I'm going to work for you, man. Just give me food, please. And then when that was basically gone, he said, they said like, okay, I'm going to sell you. No, before that, sorry. He said, I'm going to sell you all the people here outside of the red line. Because this is Pharaoh's land. You know, he had more than everybody else. He was the king, after all. So they were already rich. He's from bloodline of rich people. So he told them, sell me your land and everything that you have. And then they sold him. So this red line became all this here. As far as the eye can see, people started to sell their land. So what did Joseph do? He made Pharaoh greater than he already was. You know? Because of us, we made you great. And then you still, that's what they still do. Because who made Amalek into the trillionaire that he is right now? We did. Look, Amalek had all his businesses going on. Yes, they already was rich. So it's not, you know, that they wasn't rich. We made them greater than they already are. We made them greater than they already were. They were already a great nation. Ishmael is a great nation. Let me see. Japhet. You know, these heathen nations are great nations. Some of them. Ham. Canaanites were great people. Mizraim was great. You know, not anymore, but still, he was. The Most High did make him. So yeah. So they had their little blessings and stuff like that. But the point is that we made them greater than they already were, and still they spit on us. We are making Amalek nowadays, and the other elites of Esau, we're making them richer than they already were. Like, if you have a Jacob descendant under you that is a singer or a dancer or whatever, and you represent him as a manager or something like that, something, it's, you know, you make stuff for him, you can take money out of his pocket, and then eventually you can kick him out of the so-called thing, and then you take his copyrights, and now you have 100% of the money, billions, and you spit him out too. Get the fuck out of here, nigger. Go tap dance for somebody else, vagabond. Yeah. So anyway, that's what they did, and that's what they continued to do until this day. Jeremiah 25 talks about that. Here. Jeremiah 25 and 14. It says, for many nations, so not only Esau, for many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, for the Israelites. And I, the Heavenly Father, will recompense them according to their deeds. So we're going to make money off of you. I can't wait till that day come. And according to the works of their own hands. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get what you deserve. All you heathen nations upon the planet Earth, all y'all going to get it. You think you're going to escape. You ain't going to escape. So they required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. So now it's representative. The word Zion is representative of the whole nation. But in that individual verse, which is 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 1, it says the city of David is Zion, right? So let me go on. Isaiah 18 and 7. In that day shall the present be brought unto Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, of people scattered and peeled like a banana, stripped basically. And from a people terrible from the beginning hitherto. A nation meted out and trodden underfoot. That's us. We are peeled and scattered. We are trodden underfoot and meted out. Whose land the rivers have spoiled. So basically we have been robbed. We have been destroyed and stuff like that. To the place of the name of the Lord of hosts, the Mount Zion. That is the sides of the north, but I'll get to that later. Jeremiah 50 and 10. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh. The Most High is going to turn the spoils back upon you, Edomites. You are the modern day people of the Chaldeans. You are the Chaldeans. You model yourselves after the Chaldeans. And this is foremost for their leaders. and their leaders is also following after the city of Babylon, right? But you have to understand there were different people being kings of Babylon, and different people in the land of the empire or kingdom of the Chaldeans. You had different people there, but they all joined forces. You had just like how you have America military right now, and Europe. You have different nations joining forces onto them. Arabs, East Indians, Japanese, Chinese, whatever, Vietnamese, Thailand, all that there. They all are in the forces of UN, and they are all in the forces of American army and stuff like that. So they cling on to that city, which is now what they proudly, patriotically want to call their own, which is not, but they still call it. Lamentation 5:18. Because of the Mount Zion, which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it. The foxes are a slew, cunning creature, but these heathen nations are slew and cunning, and then they put themselves as the Israelites now. They walk in the holy mountains now, as if they are us. You know, they are doing that right now. I already read this. So what is Zion? Zion is the on the sides of the north. That is Zion. So Psalms 84:48, 2. Beautiful for elevation's sake. The joy of the whole earth is Zion. So Zion is beautiful for elevation's sake, and Zion is the joy of the whole earth. But Lamentation chapter 2 shows you that we are the beauty of the earth. We are the joy of the whole earth, and that is Zion. Is Mount Zion. But why Mount Zion? Because Mount Zion is where the Most High, our power, our rock, is there, and He is the one that makes us great. Deuteronomy 32 and 31. 31. For their rock is not as our rock. Our rock is Yahweh. In this case, Yahweh, but now is Yahweh Shai. We built our rock upon Yahweh Shai. We built our house upon our rock, Yahweh Shai. Even our enemy themselves, being judges, they started to judge us because the Most High let them loose on us, and that was the judgment of the Lord. It's not that they are judges, like righteous people or something like that. No, the Most High used them to judge us. It's His judgment. They are not righteous. Yeah, they're fucking devils. They'll put you 25 years to life for $10 weed. You know, he shouldn't have been doing that. But what the fuck are they doing? 25 years? $30. Yeah, it was another one. Boy, there's so many. There's so freaking many, boy. Anyway, a man who was sentenced to life in prison for selling $30 of marijuana will be free. Get the fuck out of here, man. He got a life sentence, bruh. And then you got these monkeys, fucking kids, and they get a slap on the hand and shit like that. Some of them pay bail and get the fuck out the country. That's Amalek. They can here how an alleged Amalekite child sex toucher, predatorial, he was allowed to, in this 19 August 2025, 21 August 2025, senior Israeli cyber official, cybersecurity. Well, okay, that guy's security. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. This guy, he was an Israeli official. He was arrested in Nevada there's a child sting operation, you know, and he was allowed to flee the country, pay bail, get the fuck out of there. See, Google ran out of words. Google ran out of pictures, I should say. There's only 2 of them to be found. I don't have to put too much. You're gonna get, let me see how many. Back in the days, they used to put how many hits it would have, going into the millions and billions and stuff like that. Billions of links. I just typed in was a bunch of bullshit, something like that. You know, you're gonna get all that. You're gonna get accurate dates, 1991, 2018, all that type of stuff. But yeah, this is what's going on. And I'm not surprised. I'm just showing you, and it's not. I don't even have to show it. But yeah, whatever. You know, but it's all good because the Heavenly Father got something else for them in petto, in plan. Why do you go to the unjust for justice? That makes no sense. Like, what do you want? You want them to arrest him? That's what you want? 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 1. Dare any of you having a matter against another go to law before the unjust and not before the saints? You need to come to the saints. That's why we wait for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, so that we can get them back for this. You got life? There's others of $25. You know, $10. Oh, that's what I wanted. $10. You got Jacob descendants for $10. They went to jail for 25 years. You know, they play stupid, like they can't find it or something like that. Back in the days, it was very easy for me to find it better. Weed imprisonment. Okay, this one is another one. Weed imprisonment for Flint man for 25 years. Yeah, you of course you're reformed. 25 fucking years. 15 months in jail, $10. It's so many shit, man. The fucking devils don't want. Sorry. Because they devils, man. They don't want to show the cases. You know, they hide and stuff. Get their coward devil race. They don't want to show. I don't know, man. Let me stop it before I get too roused up. Anyway, so yeah, they're liars, man. They're fucking liars. I fucking hate that shit. Anyway, let me go on. Now, they are our judges. That doesn't mean that they're righteous, but they did judge us for our wickedness, and we're going to judge them for their wickedness once that time comes. Pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua for that one. So, Mount Zion, it's already written. I just pray that I'll be the one. Bring him hither. Say, he that doesn't want me to rule over him, bring hither and slay them before me. I want to be that guy. Go get him. Woohoo. Oh boy. I'm pumping to get you. I can't wait. I'm dancing. Right? On the sides of the north, the city of the great king. So, let me see here. I already said this here. Did I do that double? No, I didn't, right? I think I did do that double. Okay, the sides of the north. That's that. But I have a few more scriptures concerning the sides of the north. I shouldn't be going into too many different things, by the way. Sorry about that. Oh, that's for that there. The sides of the north. Okay, going to over here, I think. Okay, so the sides of the north is where the sing a song for Zion. Sorry. I'm looking for something. Okay, Moria is where the temple was built. Okay, and then I'll get to this one later. Okay. I'm very sorry, wait. Okay, this one. Okay. So I made a mistake by having so many double upon itself, because I made a mistake by doing that. Put too much. Okay, let me stay focused, Lord willing. Okay. So Psalms 48 and 2. Beautiful for situation, which is elevation. Beautiful for elevation's sake, because we are higher. Deuteronomy 28. Remember that. The joy of the whole earth. That's us. And one of the joys is this. One of the reasons why that will be done is this. Proverbs 29 verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. We are not in authority, because the wicked ruleth upon the planet earth right about now. And the Most High made him so. He did it for them. He allowed them. That's one of their reasons of extermination, because they're really going out. They're really doing it, like, with joy. What was I looking for? Oh shit.